Alright, so now we're going to do the XML data type and queries. Just like JSON, XML is often used as a way of exporting and importing data, so it's important for a database like Postgres to have the tools to do both. So we're going to do essentially the same thing we did with the JSON data types. If you haven't watched that video yet, this will be almost identical except everything will be XML. I'm going to assume that you've created the test DB database, so the first couple of queries will be done in that, and then the script for this is pre-written so that you don't have to watch me type, but the script will be available on the blogger just like the JSON script. So the first thing we're going to do is create a table with the XML data type. This is identical to what we did with the JSON one also. It is XML, test ID, it's a serial primary key, serial again being the auto number. Then the test has the XML data type. So we're going to create this. Okay, so it was created successfully. Alright, so then we're going to insert some XML. And again, this has to be, the data has to be in the form of a valid XML. So I have person, name, Joe Smith, name, email, JSON con. So XML is basically tag delimited text. Okay, whereas JSON was key value, XML is tag delimited, or tag limited, whatever. We're going to insert into XML test. Okay, so we inserted those. First thing I'm going to do is select, just general select from the table. And you can see, if I widen this out, that it will show me the whole XML that is in the table. Now I'm going to select just the XML element name, and what we want is just to get the names, and we will get just the name tags and the content inside those tags. Right? So there's a thing called XPath. XPath allows you to navigate inside the XML to pull out just particular things. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get the text from the test. Right? So when I do this, it gives me the email account. So it's js@gmail.com, kj@gmail.com. So it gives me the values of the inside the tags. For these other ones, so here's we're going to just return the age. And there it gives us the ages of the people in there. Alright, 34, 24, 25. So for these next ones, I am going to move back to the person table. So I'm actually going to copy all of these to the community assist table. I have a tab open already for community assist. It's because they're querying tables that aren't in our test database. So the first thing I'm going to do is select XML forest, where we're going to do person last name and person email from person. XML forest is a function that basically puts XML tags around the data from the SQL query. So notice that there's a person last name, person last name, and then person email. Right? So it gives us those XML fragments, but it puts the tags around the data. So we're going to put the whole table out, and we're going to do it with grant type. So notice table to XML. Again, it's a built-in function that outputs an entire table as XML. I am going to double click this. I'm going to Control C and then OK, and I will go to that text document again just to show you what that will look like. So I will paste it here. And you'll see, I know the font is small, that it has all of the fields and all of the records in the table put out as XML. Alright, so we're going to do again, but we're going to this time do it as a query, so we're going to put the query results out. And this is again a table expression. That's what I couldn't think of in the JSON one. This is a table expression that does a query, and it will output the results as XML. But this one is actually going to put it out as a schema. Let's see if I can do this. So if I do, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to just open another tab and paste. And it creates an XML schema. An XML schema is a document that describes another XML document. Oftentimes these are transferred with the XML so that you have the data types and you have the meta information about the table. It's one of the advantages of XML over JSON. Notice down in the XDAD element name, it has the element type, integer, varchar, numeric, right? It has that information can be useful. So I am going to, we'll close that, and I think that might be all of the XML. Again, this code will be available on the blog. Okay, so that's XML. I'm going to stop.